Hello guys, so welcome to the channel, and today we will see a tool called Riot, and this tool is from Redis itself. And this Riot is a command line utility tool to get data in and out of the Redis. Basically, if you want to migrate your data from one Redis server to another Redis server, then you can use this tool. And this is a super useful and very easy tool, and we were able to migrate our data like within a minute basically. And today I will show you all the commands and how to install this in your Linux, and some error cases, some do's and don'ts. So basically all those things we will see, right? So let's get started. So the basic two command today we are going to see is this, right? The file export, the file import, and the replicate. So there are some scenario where if you have, suppose if you have a connectivity between your source and the destination Redis, okay, then you can use this replicate command, right? So replicate will basically replicate your data from your source to destination directly if you have a connectivity, okay. And suppose if you don't have a connectivity, then you can use this file export and import. So export will export your data from the source Redis into a file, and that file you can move into your destination server, and there you can use riot file import command to import that data from that file to your destination Redis, right? So this is basically a offline mode, and this is kind of an online mode if you see. And in the replicate command, and in this file export also we support this key pattern, the key type, and scan count command. So we will see the use of this also, okay. So let's jump into the terminal and let's use this command to see whether this import and exports are working or not, okay. So let's jump into the terminal. So let me open the source and the destination Redis. I'm using tmux as a command line utility tool. You can use it to open multiple sessions in single terminal. It's very useful. So we will first create the source and the destination Redis instance. We will open this. So now in this side, left side, we will have our source Redis. Okay, so I logged into the source Redis. So this is in my local host 127.0.0.163.7.9, and then I will log into my destination Redis, right? So I will do Redis CLI. My host is this. It is in a different system itself, and the port is 6379, default one, right? Let me clear this screen. So if I do info key space here, key space, here you'll see I don't have any keys here, right? If I do keys star also, you will see nothing, right? Now if I go to left side and if I again do info key space in my source, again I don't have any keys, right? So first I need some data, right? First let me generate some data in my source. So for that I have just written one simple nodejs command, nodejs program to generate 50,000 keys into the Redis, and the keys will have some kind of a pattern like this, and the count will increase. Okay, so let's run this, and so node generate. It will generate 50,000 keys here in my source. If I again go to my source, if I do info key space, now I have 50,000 keys here. If I do like keys star, you will see my keys, right, with random counts. Okay, so now I want to migrate the data from this server, this Redis instance, to this, right? So for that I need Riot, right? So let's go to the downloads Riot, right? So if you go to the Riot documentation, which is this, if you see here installation, if you go to the install, then you have the installation guide for like Mac OS, Linux, Windows and all. So I'm using Linux, Ubuntu. So for that, if you have Brew, you can install via this. But what I did is I just downloaded this zip file from the Riot release page, and I just did the unzip here. You can see the Riot standalone 4.3.0 Linux. So here you can see 4.3.0, and based on your Linux architecture, you can download. To run the Riot command line utility, you need Java. So if you download this, you already have the Java runtime included in this. So you don't need to install the Java. So you just download this. Okay, go to the bin, and here you have the Riot binary, right? So I can simply run Riot help, and I can get all the commands, right? You can see here, sorry, I can't scroll up, but you can see all the commands basically, right? If you do help, so your command is working. So first thing is I want to copy from here to here. Now I have the connectivity, I can access this. So first let's see the replicate command. So if I do /riot replicate, and you need to put the source Redis URL. So you just use the URL 127.0.16379, and then you need to put the destination URL, that is 1010 30 56, and my port is again 6379. If you start now, what it will do, it will take all this data. Okay, it will take all the data from your Redis instance, and it will copy to this. Okay, so before running this, if I do info key space in my destination, okay, so if I do info key space here, I don't have any keys, right? Now let's run this command. It will take some time, and you can see here it starts scanning your source, right? So it will use scan command internally to scan all the keys, and parallelly it is copying also here. It is scanning and then it is copying to this, right? So if you see, based on my network speed and all, it is copying. So currently I am connected via VPN, so it is copying like some 1900 keys per second. So it took around 26 seconds to copy 50,000 keys, right? Now after the scanning, it is just doing some kind of, the checksum basically. It is just checking whatever I copied, those keys are properly copied or not basically. Okay, this one I will show you also what is the meaning of the comparing. So it is basically comparing the keys. So it is telling, okay, all the 50,000 keys are copied, there is nothing missing. Okay is 50,000, right? So now if I come here, now if I do info key space, I have 50,000 keys here. Okay, so again, if I like come to my source will also have those keys. It is not like Riot will copy from source to destination. Once the data is copied, then it will delete the keys from the source. It is not like that. You will always have the data in your source. You need to manually clean up if you want. Okay, so this is pretty simple. Now in this command itself, suppose if I come to this Riot again, so in the slides, if you see, there are some options, right? You can pass key pattern, key type, scan count. So let me tell you the brief meaning of this. So key pattern is used to tell, like, I want to copy a particular pattern from my source to destination. Okay, that I will demonstrate now. Key type means I want to copy some particular type of a key. So if you know, in Redis is having like a string type, the list type, the hash type kind of keys. So if you want to copy all the hash type keys, okay, you just want to copy only hash type, you don't want to touch the string and list type, then you can use this and you can define, like, I want to copy the hash type, then it will copy only the hash related keys. So in count, you can give your count after this, and in the key type, you can define your type after this, and in the key pattern, you can define your pattern here. So let's see the key pattern first. Okay, so let's go to the terminal again. Let me clear this. What I will do, so let me clear this data plus db. Okay, info space, nothing. Now what I will do, I will create one key here called like name Amit. Okay, so now if I do info space, I have 50,001 keys. Now what I want, I just want to copy this key into this destination. I don't want to copy all other 50,000 keys. I just want to copy this. What you can do, you can define here in the riot itself. If you go to that command, so again you need to put your source and destination, but here you can define key pattern is name. Or if you suppose if you have a key starting with the name, if you have a multiple keys start which starts with the name, then you can put star also. Okay, so because I just want to copy this name, I will use this and enter. Okay, so you see it only copied this single key. So to verify this one, let's go to the destination info key space. I have only one key, and if I do keys star, sorry, keys star, then I have this key which is Amit, right? And one thing I want to say, whenever you are copying from your source to destination, and suppose your source and destination is having same key, like here if you see I have name and here also I have name, and whenever you are copying the the same key from the source to destination, then your key will be overridden by the source. So suppose here if you have name and the value is suppose Sumit, and you are running this command, right? What it will do, it will copy this name to this destination, and your destination will have value as a Amit. Sumit will be overridden by Amit. Okay, so it is not like your destination is already having the key, so it will not copy. It is not like that. It will always copy. It will always override. So just remember this. Now here, if you see, now I want to copy all my other keys, right? Whatever is present here. So if you go here and if you do keys star, then you will get this kind of keys which is having some kind of pattern, like starts with PC, ends with limit, right? So what I can do, I can come here. Now if you see here in this source, I have 50,001 keys, right? So name we added extra, that we already copied here. Now I want to copy remaining 50,000 keys. So I know that those 50,000 keys pattern is like this. So again, I can use the key pattern. Okay, now my key pattern is like BC star limit. Enter. So what it will do, it scanned like, okay, I have 50,001 keys. Let's see, it should not scan actually this key, because I have given key pattern like BC star limit. It's to take the BC limit itself. Let's see how much key it will open. it will copy basically. We need to verify this. Okay, so let's go to the info key space. We can see all the keys are present, but I want to copy only that, that pattern. So first of all, it should not scan 50,001 keys, right? Let me retry. Let me retry once more. So I deleted all the keys. Now I have nothing here. Now if I go to here, if I do info key space, I have 50,001 keys. Now again, I want to copy. Let me clear this also. I want to copy only BC star limit. Okay, let's see again. Let it copy. Let's see whether name will come here or not. Maybe this pattern is not working properly. We will try with only BC star then. Okay, it copied. Let's go to the info key space. So now you see we got only 50,000 keys. So basically it is showing like we have 50,001 keys here and it copied also, but we have this keys only and we can verify with the get name. There is no name here, right? But if you go to this and if you do get name, I have this. Okay, so this is working fine. This may be a bug in this. Okay, so it's okay. Now let's see one more thing. Let me clear all the source and destination first. Then we will see the next key type. Okay, so plus db, and here what I will do, I will do h set. I want the hash key here. H set abc name Amit. Okay, so if you see the type of this key, type ab, then you will get this is a type of hash. So I will set one more key, set name Sumit. Okay, now if I do keys star, I have two keys where abc is type of hash, name is a type of what, string. Sorry, right? So now let's see, I want to copy only this hash key to this, right? So let's come here, do info key space, there is nothing. Come down. This time what I will do, I will delete this. Now key type is what, hash. Enter. Let's see how Riot will scan this. It found like there is one key here. Now it copied one key. So again we will go to that info key space. We have one key here, right? And then if you do like keys star, we have abc, which is of type hash, right? So your key type is also working, and key count is basically just give a count and then it will copy it that much. Okay, now one important thing I want to show. Okay, so let me again generate some keys in my source Redis. Okay, let it work in the background. If I come here and do info key space, I have again 50,000 keys. Now suppose while copying keys from your source to destination, if something happened in between, how Riot will handle this? So let's try to create that scenario. Okay, so again I have 50,000 keys in my source. There is nothing in the destination. Okay, so let's come to the Riot. So I'm just doing Riot replicate. There is no pattern and all. So suppose in between this is scanning and all, if you add something here, if you add new key, it will copy. I tried this one, it is working. Okay, so it will copy if some writes happened now, like while scanning. Okay, now after scanning it will try to do the comparison. So in the comparison, Okay, suppose in the comparison you did like plus db you did, then you will see here it starts reporting. Okay, it started reporting because first of all you did plus in between, so it is telling like okay 33,000 keys are missing, but actually all the keys are gone, right? Because comparing is actually comparing. So this thing started after the scan of 60,000 keys, right? Let me do one more thing. Okay, let me plus the keys while scanning itself, right? Let me go to the, okay, let me start again this one, right? Because I already flushed here, so I don't have any key here. I can cross check also. Info key space, nothing. Okay, so let me start this. Now you see it started scanning. Now this many keys are already copied. So let me do plus. 10,000 keys will be lost. Again, if I do info key space here, I am getting only 12,000 keys, but it is showing some around 21,000 keys, right? Look here, it is 33,000, but here it is 44,000. Now, if I do info key space, I have only 37,000 keys. Some keys are lost. Now, compare will tell you all these things. Look here, compare is actually doing the work and it is telling you, okay, these many keys are present and these many keys are missing, right? And if you just, you know, if you see here, I have 37,650 keys, and if you add these missing keys, you will get 50,000 keys, right? So it is telling you I have 37,650 keys here, and 12,000 keys are missing. So, but if you come here and if you see, Riot didn't deleted this 37,000 keys. It is, there is no rollback, right? If you come and see, your half data is already present. So in this case, what you can do is you just rerun this, rerun the Riot. Okay, what it will do, it will basically override your existing keys, right? I already told you like it will override always. So you just run it again. Okay, run it again. It will again try to copy those 50,000 keys, and at the end your compare will also tell you like there is no issue. Okay, you just see now. So basically there is no data loss in this case. You just rerun your tool and then it will work. So after this, we will see the import and export command quickly, because this is the major one from my point of view. Import and export works like this only. We just need to define the command here, and we don't need the destination and source IPs, because destination we don't need because there is no connectivity, right? So here you can see again comparing is done. 50,000 keys are replicated. So if you do again, let me clear this info key space, you will see 50,000 keys, right? So things are working. So let me do the flush db. Let me clear the destination database. First of all, we don't have the connectivity, I'm assuming, so I can't show you here. So let me do one thing. First, let me export data from my source, and then I will clear the database here. I will clear the key space, and then I will import those keys. So I will try to show all those things here, because if I will able to create the file, but right now I don't have the credential of this system, so I will not able to copy from here to here through the WinSCP or SCP command, right? So there is no use of this terminal right now. So let me exit this. Okay, now we just have the Riot below, and then we have our source. Let me clear this, and the info key space, if you see, I have 50,000 keys here. Now I want Riot to export the data, export this 50,000 keys from here and save it to some path, right? Again, I will do riot. And what was my command here? File export, right? So I can do riot file export, and then you can, if you are running your Redis instance in 127.0.0.163.7.9, then you don't need to define anything here. Otherwise, you can define your host explicitly like this, and your port also 6379, right? And then you define your path, right, where you want to copy. So I have one path, so I want to copy into the desktop, and the file name will be like data1.json. You can either save in JSON, you can save in CSV file also, you can save in XML also. You can experiment, guys. Okay, let me create this. There you can see again the same thing is happening. Instead of scanning, it is doing the export, and that's it. That's it, guys. File is exported. You have your data here. Now what I will do, I want to import here. So before that, I will do plus TP. There is no data. So what I will do, I will come to the riot here, and instead of export, now this time I will do import, and will start importing data from your file. Okay, because it is not scanning the full file, so it will not tell you like I have 50,000 keys in this. So it will just import whole file, right? So while exporting, so let's verify first. Info key space, I have again 50,000 keys. Now, few things you guys again take care. You don't need to take care basically. So while export, you can define your key pattern here also. PATTERN key pattern, right? So key pattern again you can define like I want BC star. It will only copy the keys which starts from BC, right? Then you can define your key type here, key type hash. So it will again copy your hash keys only into the file. Then you, whatever data you are importing from this file, those data will be imported, right? I don't think so like we have this type of command while importing also. Your application is having something called modes also, guys. If you want to like, if you want to do live replication kind of, in order to use this live only, you need to configure your Redis. Okay, you need to set some configurations. So scan somewhere they have written this also. To go through this documentation, somewhere they have written like in the Redis configuration file, for live replication you need to put some, some kind of configurations there, to enable something, right? Then only it will work. It will not work directly by default. Here you can see notify key space event. So basically when you do live only, it will listen for the changes. Okay, and whenever there is a new data in the Redis, it will replicate. We can, let's see the live only keys also. These things I didn't try it. I am experimenting in front of you guys only. Where is that? I'm scrolling to. So mode is live only, right? What I want to do is I want to replicate, and mode is live only. Key space notification not properly configured. Expected notify key space event KEA but was empty. So you need to configure, guys. Okay. So I guess I covered all the things. and rest other things, if you guys want to explore, you can just go to the documentation and you can read further. But this is whatever I have shown here. This is a starting point, so you can get started from here, and then you can add up all your extra things, or based on your requirement you can add things on it. Okay, so few things we need to take care also. Okay, so I have one more slide. So whenever you are doing this migration, you always check your Redis version. Suppose in my case, if you see, I am migrating from Redis version 6 to Redis version 7. Okay, so it is working fine because I am migrating from lower to higher version, and generally people do like that only. But if you migrate from higher to lower version, you might get some problem. Okay, let's see, guys. So suppose I am migrating from, so let me just flip this addresses, not delete it. Redis, my source is now 3056. My destination will be localhost 6379. Now if I do, I don't think I have any data in my destination. Let me copy something, and then I will flush my existing local Redis. Then we will try to replicate. Okay, so here it is copying first. Let's wait for it, and then we will see. Okay, so you can see data migration is done. Now let me clear my source, and let me do the replicate from this 10.30.56 to 127.0.0.1. Okay, so now you can see I'm getting some error dump payload version or checksum are wrong. So you can see if I'm doing from higher to lower version, it is not allowing me to do, right? Then in this case, maybe you can try the dump part. Okay, just export the data from the version 7 and just try to import it into the version 6. You can try that, guys. Okay, but here if you see, if you have a huge version difference, you you can't migrate from higher to lower version. Okay, and you make sure there is no write happening in the source. Like I have shown, like there is two part, the scanning and the comparing, right? In that scanning part, if there is some write, it will handle. But after that scan, if there is some write in your source, then it will not get copied. Okay, so then you basically your compare will be success, because whatever is scanned, it got copied, and then comparison got success, so that is fine. But if you have any extra writes after that scan, then it will not get copied. So you may have some data inconsistency in both the version, right? So mostly you do all these things in some case of you just take the downtime and then you do all these things better. Otherwise it may create some issue. Okay, so this is the riot, and hope you guys understood all these things, all the basics. Yeah, that's it, guys, and thanks for watching.